heads up. I may have to turn my camera off.
Hello and welcome to Jabberjaw. I'm your host, Jessica Dawson Collier, and with me, as always, is Tyson Wheeler Dynas and Matthew David Smith. Guys, welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Hello.
Nice to be
Thank
back.
you.
It's been a very busy
Yes,
little
it
while,
is.
so sorry to all the fans or whatever you are.
I know.
Whoever you are, wherever you are, we're back.
Jabberhead.
What have you done with yourself? Yeah.
Write to us. We're curious.
We should come up with some names for our fans, like
Right to us.
Jabberheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jabberheads? I
Yeah.
like that.
That's not bad.
Jabberheads. That'll work.
Look good on a mug.
It would.
Add it to the list of shit I need to design. It's probably never going to get done. It's a good idea, though.
Isn't that all that counts? Just having a good idea.
Yeah, sure.
Whether
It's good to have dreams.
That's right. I can't help but notice that you actually put up some wall art behind you.
Oh yeah, so
you did.
Jonas and I got a RoboCop Mondo print
Very nice.
recently, and that was a whole ordeal because they sent one that Tice, you probably know more about this than you, Smith, just because of the Mondo stuff, but it was all fucked up. The first one that they sent, like it was bad. The way that they rolled it, it was like crinkled, and Jonas has now become a poster head like myself, so he's like, "This will not do," and immediately got on the emails, and they sent a brand new one in like a week.
That's pretty good.
So they got on top of that shit. So yeah, not bad. But I love it. It's very colorful, and it's a nice conversation piece in Zoom meetings.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
what
sure
is that behind you, Jess? And I'm like, well, let me tell you about Mondo.
The greatest movie of the 80s. Yeah,
pretty much. There isn't much competition going on there.
Do you know who bought Mondo posters?
No.
Funko of the
what?
Funko Pop.
I think I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah, they bought it, and so it's all weird now. They still kind of do the same sort of thing, but it's a lot more like they're not limited. Some of them they don't do limited editions, and some of them like you pre-order, so there could be hundreds. There could be thousands. So the rarity of the Mondo is shrinking to a certain extent, unless it says, or it's numbered, a numbered edition or whatever. But anyway,
thank God we got on that track a long time ago.
Yeah.
Especially you, sir. You have a collection.
I will say though, when we had that flood in the basement and a lot of the posters got kind of ruined, I found a trick actually. If you go and have it mounted on poster board, it takes all the crinkles out of it. So it basically bonds it to the board, the backing board, and it would be something you would do before you framed it. But you can also just do that and then hang the poster and not worrying about hurting the condition of the poster. And it also straightens out all the water damage. Now, color damage that's not a thing. But
that was going to be my next question. What about the coloring of
the
posters?
The weird thing
ink
is
just blended together and made a new color.
There was some of that, but most of it was mostly just crinkling issues. And I found, so I've been sort of doing this poster thing for so long. Anyway, 10 years, whatever, 15 years now. I don't know.
I would say 15.
Longer than that.
It's been a while.
Yeah, probably close to 15. I remember you'd like base your whole day on the fact that a Mondo was coming out that morning. So you'd sit there.
That is a fact.
Get an F5 on a.
Yeah, I did. I did that actually when I was working with Matt at his apartment in Lawrence one day. I really wanted this Frankenstein poster, the one that hangs right above me, and I was just like, again. But because they would sell out. They sold out.
You got it.
They sold out in an average of 4 to 5 minutes. Editions of 300.
Right.
So you just had to. So I always knew that they always posted between 10:55 and about 11:05. So once I figured out the trick, like everyone else had figured out the trick, you just had to sit there. But anyway, I did find out from this. There's a place in Boulder called the Poster Guys. Are you familiar with this, Dawson?
Only because you've told me about them before. I'm pretty sure.
I called them and I said, I have a bunch of water damage to these posters and I don't know what to do about it. And he's like, well, I only know of one place that actually does restoration on posters and it's in California. So I called them up and I was like, What are we talking about here? Like what kind of cost is this going on?
What kind of money is that gonna?
Well, it would be like she said, depending on the size, and I was like, they're all 24 by 36. She's like, it'd be between $150 and $300 depending on how much work it would go into it. So not a terrible amount of money. If somehow we get fuck you money, probably not going to happen. But this little crinkle situation actually kind of solves a lot of the issues. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna go. It cost $8 to get them set to a board, and then which is not a lot of money, at like Michael's. And then I'm just gonna hang them everywhere that says it's okay to hang them. She's like, you can never hang that in our living room, and I'm like, oh, who hates the mummy's tomb? I mean, come on. But
Yeah.
No, well,
It's a treasure to some.
might.
Maybe.
I don't know. They were afraid. Our grandchildren are actually afraid of our basement, so. So every time
that's because it's haunted.
It's not
joking.
Haunted.
It's not.
It's just.
You should tell them that though. You're scared of it because they're ghosts.
The ghost of the noof hair rolly balls.
Do the opposite. Confirm their fears. Don't dissuade them into comfort. Confirm their fears.
I love it.
God damn,
Parenting 101.
You have no idea.
By people who have kids. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I will say that sending them downstairs is, I don't know if your grandparents did this, but sending you downstairs is the greatest trick in the world to keep you busy and occupied. So
or scare the shit out of you.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
They would just shut the door that goes into our laundry room. So it was basically just like and I'd come downstairs and I'd be like, why is this closed? And they're like, it's scary in there. I'm like, yeah, fair enough.
Oh my God. My grandmother's basement in Russell, Kansas was a cement floor. The stairs themselves really gave a lot when you were walking down. So you thought you were going to fall down them anyway.
Yeah.
And there was one light, like one little light bulb in the middle of the room. And on the left side of the wall was all of my dad's amateur taxidermy. And so it was just a bunch of weird duck heads staring at you.
Okay, first off, let's unpack this a second. Your dad was an amateur taxidermist?
Yes.
That's a great band name, by the way. Amateur taxidermist.
Oh my God, it is. All right, guys. Somebody
copyright that
shit.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty crazy. Sorry. I mean, that's just
nightmare fuel. It really was nightmare fuel.
Sure it was. I mean, did you ever ask
But Grandma would throw us down there and be like, okay, here are your roller skates. Have fun. And we're just like, okay. Roller skating in the dark with a bunch of duck heads. It was really weird.
Yeah, that is pretty weird.
But that was the 80s, and early 90s.
It could have been easily the 50s, the way you described the story. I love it. I mean, you should definitely tell
in the basement.
You have to tell that story to your therapist, and she'll be like, "Oh, I get it now."
I know. I really feel like that may unlock some stuff. Yeah, that's a good point, Tyson. Yeah, next week. Get ready for it, girl.
I love the idea that any of us have a therapist that would listen to this podcast and be like, I'm going to write that down. We're going to talk about that.
I have actually thought about, because I've mentioned the podcast a couple times now in therapy, and I have not mentioned the name of it because I really don't want her to pull that apart. Like, this is something that gives me joy,
That's
so
true,
maybe you shouldn't have comments about it in a negative light.
I was just about to compliment you for always be promoting the show, but then you just didn't think it.
Always, except at work, and except with my therapist. But my doctor, hell yeah, I've told her about us. I'm like, we'll just get on Google and she'll show me why I'm a crazy person and I don't have all of these things I think I have. And then I'm like, oh, you should listen to us on our podcast. It's a thing. Yeah.
That's good. That's I remember I plugged my dentist and
excellent
a long time ago on the show. And
all right, Smith, who are you plugging us to?
Well, no, and then my sister, who goes to the same dentist, told her that I had plugged her on the podcast, and she was thrilled. She was like, "How many people listen?" I'm like, 10? I don't know. Like, you're not going to get any business out of it.
At least 24 people watch us on YouTube, I think.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. My wife still doesn't watch.
It's a decent average.
I think most people still listen to us on just the So,
Yeah.
with the ears.
They kick it old school, and I appreciate that. That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's calming.
So, we've
I think
all
we're a
had a lot
calming
of
force.
It is. Yes.
We've had a lot
Listen
of
to us while you're nodding off at night. Whatever.
That's right.
We'll take what we can get.
So it's been very busy 3 weeks. You want to go first, Matt? You have a bunch of house stuff happening, right?
Yeah. Let's see what house stuff. Various house related activities. So I got a new furnace. I don't know if I talked about that, but that was fun.
We did
State of
talk
the
so
art.
many more things.
We did talk about
We
the
did
furnace.
talk, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, all right. Well, it's been a long time, guys. That furnace, it's
At
so
least a
new.
year.
It's ever present in my mind. I'm just appreciating that new furnace. God damn, it's warm in here. And now it's and now the cold is sort of leaving, kind of, but yeah. So we've I guess officially started on our kind of reconstruction rehabilitation project for our little barn property. We met with a builder, found a guy, very very common sense gentleman, and he walked us through the high points, and so we're doing it. So that's so I get to go through that again.
Nice.
It's fun to watch them. Yeah, it's fun to like watch a bunch of people build you a home.
I'm sure it is, actually.
Yeah.
Well, you got to kind of do that with your last home, right? Because you kind of said
Well,
this.
sure.
Yeah. Because I was only a few blocks away, and so I'd run over there, and of course, you get a little OCD about it because you're just like, it's fucking not right.
Yeah, I don't know if
There's
that's a good
giant hole
idea.
there.
Yeah.
No, and terrible idea. But you kind of get used to it. So I'd message the GM. He's like, yeah, no shit, I know that the giant window is on the wrong side of the house. So I'm like, but apparently that's stuff that because I'm like, there's a giant hole in my house now. There's no window supposed to go here. Apparently
Are
that's
you
just
aware of
something
this?
that's the margin of fuck upness that a contractor has. Apparently, there's lots of room to fix stuff after the fact. You would never know but but you get to know your house because you've seen the innards, what's between the walls. There's no mystery anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun to go through the whole process, and we've picked out our finishes and
Okay, just between us gals, have you and Kathy agreed on most things, or not so much?
No, we have. I think she's letting us do a little more modern for this one because I think long term the plan is to build kind of our forever home right next to it. But I think we're going to go a little more industrial on that one. But on this one, we're kind of going just more modern. I think that's kind of our architect's kind of vibe. So I hate that word, but I just used it, vibe. But that's kind of what
the aesthetic.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be
that's nice.
Yeah, the aesthetic. Yes, the aesthetic is very modern. So yeah, so we got that, and so hopefully, I'm hoping by this summer it'll be done, so we can hang out there.
Wow. Okay.
Doggy,
I was going to ask about
has
the
more
timeline,
land. Yeah, hopefully he said it was he priced it out as 4 men. I mean, I guess they could be women too, but I'm not ratting him out here. I'm sure he was, whatever he did was the right thing to do. The 4 individuals, I think he said 80 hours. So 2 full weeks or sorry. No. It was 8 full weeks of but obviously that's not in a row because they're contractors.
Well, sure. Yeah.
So, but anyway, so they said it's kind of 2 full months of construction and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So.
Cool.
So yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting this dog into an area where he can run around because he is
this damn
dog. A lot of people
don't
understand about dog ownership, and Tyson, you will absolutely spend 25 minutes finding the most perfect place to poop ever. You will spend a decent amount of time walking around with your dog finding the most appropriate place to poop.
We actually have this thing that Beth taught me where we train the dogs to hurry up, and so their trigger word's probably not the right word, I don't know, is hurry up. So when we say hurry up, the
Oh.
dogs learn that means they have to go to the bathroom, like right now.
Wow.
Mm.
So like it's kind of a thing. Like if you're
Did you
leaving
train them with a taser? Was it that part of the training process?
it was really more of a I don't want to get into it, but no, everything is trained with a clicker. Every
okay.
single thing is a
Yeah.
clicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
we've been doing that. We just went to Kathy went to the first class without me. I felt like an absentee parent at Lamaze, but she went
you
to the
don't have
second
to.
one.
Deadbeat dad.
You don't
I
have
see
to
Yeah,
how
I
it
was
is.
a deadbeat dad. I was the he's a bastard child, poor doggy. Already a orphan, and yeah, now
Poor
he's
Howie.
poor Howie. He's got it rough. He does not have it rough. I will tell you that right now. He does not have it
No,
rough.
he does not.
Oh my
I would
god.
trade my life for that dog's life
Oh
in
my
a
god.
heartbeat.
Yeah, no, I was telling Dawson for the show, like we've taken him to an obedience training. He's doing all right, but it's all like positive reinforcement. Like you're not supposed to like say like what they're supposed to do. You're just supposed to wait to do it, and then you like click the clicker, because I didn't no idea what this is, but this is like the big thing now. And like so you just get this little like plastic clicker, like kind of like the Catholic kids used to trick the nuns with in the movies. I don't know if that was a real thing. In the movies they did it. And yeah, and then you give him treats, and so we just have this little bag of like little cut up pieces of cheese, and it's
Yeah.
just click treat, like dozens and dozens of treats over the span of 45 minutes, and but yeah, now
It works though.
now.
It works.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Like and of course the dog trainer we would like fumble around and trying to get him to go down or whatever, and she would come up and just half second it and just be like, nope, down, and it's like, what the play? So like you realize that it's you. Like that's kind of the interesting thing, is it's realizing it's you. It's not the dog. You can yell your head off at your dog, but just remember every time you do that, yeah, you're the fuck up. Like you are the fuck up in this situation. So that's interesting.
It is very true, because you have to assert a level of dominance over the dog, and if you are not used to doing that or not taught to do that, then the dog's like, well, I could easily be his equal, so maybe I'm the dominant here, So like,
oh shit!
unless you
I
just,
shouldn't get a dog then. Damn it!
it's not that hard, and then you only have to do it for a while, and then once they understand the pack structure, then it's fine, But it's
And
good.
then Jonas has 2 animals on him, and I have 0 once again on the couch.
Hamster.
Such is life. A hamster. A
You
turtle.
you get a hamster, you put it in the ball, and you just sit it on your lap.
Forced love.
We can't do another dog, because I know that's like, I'm sure that we're not the first geniuses that thought, oh god, maybe we just get him another dog to play with and he'll want to occupy as much as our time, but that's not going to work. So
what about a kitten? What about a cat?
Well, so we do know that he does get along well with cats.
Okay.
Because we had a donor cat when we went to Story a couple of last time. And there was a cat, and I can't remember if I told the story or not, but there's a cat just sitting on the bed, just chilling on the bed. We were there for like an hour before we even noticed this cat. And like, no, he was great with the cat. Like he's,
okay.
So I don't know. That might be, of course, I don't know. Like cats can be kind of a mixed bag too, depending on what you get. So like maybe the cat.
Oh my god, they're so low maintenance though, for the most part.
Oh, I know. You can leave them for months. Oh yeah, yeah. Gene Hackman's cat is still alive. That's how.
That's right. Yeah. You're right.
That's how low maintenance they are.
Winner.
Winner of the podcast right there.
Oh my god.
The weird. Oh god, that was too funny. I can't remember.
That was amazing. I lost total track of all thought.
One of the reasons the work. So we have these puppies. They're about 12 weeks old now. And it means that we have to get heart checks on them. If they pass the heart checks, some lady is driving down the day after from Maine to come get one of our dogs. And I know, it sucks, because Beth is going up to Boston in a month, and she's like, I can't wait a month. I just need this puppy. I love it, blah, blah, blah. And because Beth sent her pictures, and of course she's paying for it, and all this stuff. And it's going to be a great home. He's going to do water training, cart training, show dog stuff. I mean, he's going to have a great life. But and that's part of the reason I'm okay. Also, the woman who owns the baby daddy, lives up there, and she'll be able to
Okay.
go see her puppy, like
Oh,
an
nice. Okay.
hour away. So anyway,
Yeah.
but one of the reasons we were definitely going to keep a dog no matter what is because my wife, as my wife said, she said our current dog Melly is the most entitled, spoiled dog in the world because she doesn't have any other competition or any. So like not having another dog around is spoiling our dog. So, but that's a very show doggy thing to think, in my opinion.
Right.
But she's like, I can't, the dog thinks it walks on air, so it's like it kind of does. It's a beautiful dog. But anyway, yeah, that's one of the reasons we're keeping the dog. But I would say that if you got another dog, it's like having two kids. It exponentially doubly gets more complicated because you can't travel or you got to find a pet sitter and then blah,
Yeah.
it becomes
Yeah.
even more of a thing. If you're lucky enough to have somebody, that you could drop the dog off with, after you've had it like a year or something like that, it's comfortable. That's great. But to drop two dogs off somewhere is
That's
not.
that's a good point.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get
It's
very
just
far
mean.
along with the idea. I kind of identified it as like horrible idea, but at the time I was just like, God, something needs to occupy. Like maybe we'll try a hamster. We'll see how that goes. They're like $4.
That's true. Yeah,
I'll report back and let you know how that turns out.
they don't need their shots. The hamsters are great.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, a good starter pet. That is like what the entire sort of animal family is, just starter pet. I guess it's slightly like second rung to goldfish. I think once you're graduated
Yeah.
from the goldfish, then you're ready to let something slightly larger die in your home.
That's true.
The goldfish hardly ever dies, though. You could not feed it for a year, and it's just like, I don't know what's going on.
That's true. Yeah.
That is true. Beta fish, on the other hand, oh my
Oh, yeah,
God,
those things are
I
pain
went
in
through
the
all.
asses.
Oh
Oh
God,
man, yeah. And those are the ones like
they
you can't
die
let
in
them,
really
like,
weird ways.
now, like, won't they
too.
kill each other if you put them in the same
Yeah,
bowl? I think they do. I think that's a
they'll
lie. I
kill
think they
each
just do that to
other.
sell you separate tanks
Uh,
for each one of them.
yeah.
I'll find
I've
out.
also had one literally explode. I don't know if you guys have
Oh,
had that experience. Fucking
no.
terrifying.
Oh God.
But I
Wow.
think part of the reason is because I had a creepy candidate send me beta fish. Do you guys remember this when I was living in New York and a candidate sent me
I
2
do.
beta fish
I don't.
and also a pizza, a large pizza, and it had a pepperoni smiley face on it
Nice.
because I got him a week-long freelance gig.
Yeah, well, actually, it's kind of that. Well, two things. One, you could win those beta fish at the fair. Do you remember
Yeah,
this?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
they
could.
had the lifespan of a bug. And so like so I just think of all the heartbreak that all those kids went through, when that lasted like 14 days, and the fair
They got to learn
and
about death
and the
somehow.
fair is
Tyson,
gone, and
Oh
they
my
can't go
God.
back.
Sold off by a carny to just
Exactly,
some
like
asshole kid.
yeah. I was just gonna
Oh.
say I've never had a fish explode, but one time we used to keep newts in our fish tank because I just thought they were just the coolest things ever. It was like have a
Mhm.
little tiny lizard or whatever. And one day I woke up and I went to look at the newt, and I don't know how this happened, but it was skinned and eaten, but its entire skeleton wasn't completely stuck together. So it was just a skeleton remain of a newt on one of those little floating pads. So
Whoa.
it was the weirdest thing. Anyway,
That is creepy deluxe. Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. Sorry, my brain is not running parallel very well. But anyway,
It's Friday, Tice. It's okay.
I'm
Free pass.
really glad you guys are doing some training with the dog because it makes a huge amount of difference. It really does. And don't feel
Well,
bad about not going because we actually have an agreement, Beth and I. We don't both go because you want the dog to pay attention to one person. If another person is there that the dog likes, it doesn't pay attention and doesn't behave. So that's why you shouldn't go.
interesting.
Okay.
Well, I think they encourage it for this one. I think they encourage couples, so it's kind of a thing. But I see your point because he does get very distracted. Like apparently he did much better this time because he wasn't as distracted, but he was still very distracted by the other dogs. And
Yeah,
he's
well,
a people person. He's a people person. He's a people pleaser. He gets compliments. That's another weird thing is we've taken him out to eat now twice. which is something I never thought I would do. But here I am, taking my dog to the restaurant with me. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of
It
fun
is.
because like people are like extra
I
nice
love
to
it.
you because
Yeah, they
like
are.
they like your dog. And the first place, actually a really good place, forgetting what it's called in Nashville, Indiana, but he got a free piece of bacon, which is like the most delicious, thick looking bacon I've ever. She's like, "Would your dog like some bacon?" It's like, yeah, yes, he would. So
That is
yeah,
so cute.
so yeah, and then we went to a Mediterranean place a couple nights ago. He's a good boy. He was a good boy, and somebody said, "Oh, your dog is beautiful." Thank you, thank you. He is a beautiful dog, isn't he? Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's just
give us
we're
this
just
meal for free.
about town with how it wasn't free, but it was a
About
horrible dog.
town.
So you can't put a price on that. But yeah,
That
about
sounds
the
like
town with Howie.
that
That
sounds
could
like
at least be a TikTok.
I think it,
I'm just saying.
that sounds like a podcast or possibly a sitcom. But
Sitcom right there. Gold.
we took the puppies to the liquor store last weekend to try to get a picture. We did to try to get a picture of them in front of some Guinness for St. Patrick's Day.
Guys,
And
are there pictures
Wow.
of this? Please let there be pictures. I think I did see a picture
they're
of
on
this.
Facebook. Yeah.
All right,
I
excellent.
think a
Grabbing.
liquor store is like the one place where you don't have to ask if they're pet friendly. I just think if you walk into a liquor store with a pet, like people are like whatever, like whatever.
It is actually pet friendly because they always have dogs behind the counter there, and so I knew it was
Oh,
pet
interesting.
friendly. And so and they have like a lot of pet friendly places, they have jars of treats and things like that, and they offer you one. But yeah, so there's a picture of me walking the dogs down the wine aisle, and there's a picture of us sitting in front of the Guinness display and trying to keep the dogs still. They're not very good at it. But anyway,
Yeah.
no, you'd be surprised how many places you can take dogs, and everybody loves it, and you get treated nicely. Yeah, it's true.
The one aspiration I have for Howie, this is the only thing, like my goals for Howie. I thought about this a long time. Kind of what I want him to accomplish in his 11 to 14 years with us.
Excellent.
You're a good dog, Ed.
Thank you. I want him to be a bar dog. Like I always loved bar dogs. Like bar dogs
totally.
are like the best. Like chilling at like the foot, and like on occasion, like not all the time, but just like every couple hours, they'll take a lap, kind of see who's there, and like what a bar dog. Like Joey had a great bar dog. Forgetting what her name was, but she was a great bar dog.
Lucy. Yeah.
Lucy, that's right. Lucy. Yeah.
What kind of dog was she?
She was a
Lucy?
bulldog.
So, well, I want everyone to know and question it along with the three of us now. But so before my mom's memorial, as a responsible adult woman that I am, I wanted to have a little drinky poo with my friends that were in town. So Smith, Glassman, and Marie and I went to the Q. And the Q is this sports bar in Hayes, America, if you're not familiar with it. And in the back of the Q, there are now 4 slot machines, like video slot machines, or digital slot machines, I should say. And you can literally play the slot machines, get a printout of your winnings, go up to the bartender, and they will give you cash for your winnings. Now, gambling is illegal in Kansas, to my knowledge, correct? Unless you're on a reservation or near a river or on a river or some sort of stipulation there. So I don't understand how this is legal. I don't want them to get shut down. I want them to thrive and continue because I love it. Marie turned $20 into what was it, Smith? Like $170?
Anyway, if you want to see what the inside of the queue looks like, and you don't have time to go to Hayes, America, Tree City, USA, 1996. Anyway, Tornado. If you watch,
yes, 1996 is correct.
Tornado Chasers. There's a show called Tornado Chasers with Reed Timmer. And in the first season of the last episode, they are very clearly in a bar talking about tornadoes, obviously, but it is the queue. So if you would like to see what the queue looks like, and you don't want to spend the money, to do the serious traveling expenses to get to Hayes,
you want to make a vacation out of it, then
Guys, once again, Hayes has it. In case you didn't know, from all the
Absolutely.
billboards of our youth.
better than it's
there.
affordable.
There's a Sternberg Museum. There's Fort Hays State University.
There's the
Yeah,
Fort
they have
Hays, the
over
original
There's
Fort Hays.
the original Fort Hays.
Um,
You can go get a snowball at
oh, boy.
Serves
That's true.
without the W. It is just SNOBALL.
Yeah.
I'll leave you with that. Taco Shop is a
Taco
huge
Shop?
draw.
It's a huge draw. Yeah. I ate there so many goddamn. I think I had one meal in like the 6 days that I was in Hays, Kansas, that was not Taco Shop or Taco Grande or Jalisco's. One meal.
Wow.
One meal that was not. And I was proud of
I
myself.
envy that.
and
I'm
will
proud
say-
of you too, sir.
I was.
Yeah.
And I will say the last time I had tacos, I was a little sick of it. So I think
I
I
had
got.
Taco Shop a lot too, and I got a little grossed out by it. And
Yeah.
I think part of it too, like we were staying at an Airbnb, and all of my siblings were like, "Bring us Taco Shop." So I am not shitting you. I spent $80 at Taco Shop before I got my ass in the
That
car
is
and
so
headed to
much money.
Winsburg. It's a lot of money, and that's a lot of food for Hayes. I should have taken a picture of the mountain of chips that I formed in the kitchen for all of the kids that were at the Airbnb. But they were very grateful for it, especially my brother, because he used to work at Taco Shop too. He has that, oh my God, I need my Taco Shop thing. And yeah, I think every one of us was a little sickened by it by the end of the weekend. So yeah, which I'm sure somewhere, somehow made my mother happy because she hated Taco Shop. She didn't get it either. She's like, why would you eat and love microwaved, greasy crap? I'm like, that's a good point, but there's something addictive about it. So there you have it.
It's true.
It is.
It's true.
It's better than you think, but then the more you eat it, it's worse than it is. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a lovely thing. I didn't know your mom collected dolls. That was a big surprise.
I know. My uncle forgot about that too. Her brother. I was like, Uncle Tom, what are you talking about? He's like, oh my God, I would have brought so many other Barbies too. And I'm like, dude, you knew this about mom. Anyway, it was very cute. A lot of her friends brought Barbies that she had sent them throughout the years. So we kind of made it
cool.
as a part of the centerpieces of the table. So, but it was good. It felt good. I wanted it to, we all wanted it to be a party. And that was mom's thing. Like she wanted it to feel like a party. And I think the best compliment I got was from actually the staff at Sunstrom. They were like, we have never heard so much laughter at a memorial ever. Like you guys did it right. Great. So I was like, that's awesome.
That's
like
cool.
that was something to take back. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for being there. I really appreciate it, by the way.
Oh, no.
Of course.
Yeah.
I had to have somebody drive me.
Can I also just say what Tyson wrote in my mom's book, which cracked me up beyond? So later that night, I'm like reading through it and I'm like kind of tearing up. Then I turned to this one page and it just says, eye patch was here.
Yeah,
fucking hilarious, dude.
Well, part of it is I was wearing an eye patch, which is true, and I didn't have very good depth perception, so like I couldn't write a lot. So I just had to kind of figure out what to write, and I thought at some point somebody would be reading through it and they'd be like, "What the fuck does that mean?" Like, and then
so funny. It cracked me up. And thank you that your nephew drove you, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was bribed heavily, but he did drive me there. Because I was gonna drive, and my sister found out about it, and she couldn't drive me, and so she basically bribed one of her kids to drive me, and yeah. So it actually, he's actually her husband's son. It's our blended family. I never really talked to him for more than 5 minutes, and we talked pretty much the entire 6 hours, both there
it's
and back.
Badass.
Yeah, it was
kind
of
fun. Bonding experience. Yeah,
it was. It devolved. I mean, we hit all the stupid Marvel movies and all that stuff on the way down, and video games, and on the way back, he listens to country music, and so I said, I wrote a country music song one time. And he's like, "Is it on Spotify?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he played, and he's like, "Are you singing?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I had no idea." And then he's like, and then it's like he just like all things about the band and blah blah blah. So it was kind of fun. Anyway, he got home and he said to my sister go, "How'd it go?" And he was like, "It was fine." He didn't say anything about nothing. He just said it was fine. So anyway,
I love teenagers.
I do
God, I
too.
love
That's
them.
awesome.
You guys, yeah.
They're
Uh,
amazing.
so like, so just I'll do this pretty fast because I know we're running out of time. But so if you're watching this, you may notice that I'm not wearing glasses, and that is because I had cataract surgery. And I think we talked about this the last show about how I found out I was going to have to do this. So the first eye didn't go very well. Second eye did great. So so here's some odd things about not having glasses for the first time since I was 10.
Hmm.
Every morning, I reach over to get my glasses first thing, and they're not there because I don't need them.
Right.
When I was wearing the eye patch, I spilled many drinks because I missed because depth perception. The struggle is real. I kept saying it over and over again. I finally figured out if you're going to lose an eyeball, the way to deal with depth perception is to do everything from the top. Pouring drinks, filling
Yeah.
things, because basically you take that thing away. Now you're just looking straight down. So just a little thing to note when you have a fishing accident and you lose an eye.
Were you like comically off, like where you were like pouring the soda like 6 inches away from the like? I see this as a bit.
Well, I will say that the first time that it happened, I was about 2 inches away from the cup when it went. Like I really, and it
Nice.
just poured all over my little end table that I sit next to, and I was like, "Oh, that's a new problem." Uh, so, uh, as my wife pointed out, that like the only time she's ever seen me with glasses, it would basically have this thing where like I couldn't see anything, which is so like she said that every time you didn't have glasses previously, because you couldn't see, you always looked kind of bewildered to me. And now she's like, you look bewildered all the time to me, and I do. I agree with her. I look at myself in the mirror. I can see myself from a distance now, and that's very strange. And I'm like, you do look bewildered. Just perpetually confused all the time. So that's my new reality. That's my new
That's the
reality.
look.
That
Yeah.
is, it's the look. Yeah. So some fun facts about cataract surgery. When they give you lenses to replace your eyeballs, the colors that they attune you to are the colors that a teenager would perceive. And the doctor told me that if you were to give somebody like the colors that a 6-year-old would see, it would overstimulate your brain and you would have headaches basically all the time. So
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
everything is a different color now to me. And for a week, one eye was a different color than the other eye. And that is a very confusing reality. And I told you guys that I came down the stairs and I realized that I hated the color of my rug because I've never seen it in its actual color. I thought it was maroon and it is very magenta. And the doctor told me, that happens. You guys have heard all this before, but I'm just telling the people. The doctor tells me that that's a common occurrence, and people find out that they don't like the color of their furniture and they don't like the color of things in their house. And Megan hilariously pointed out that you could come home from surgery and realize that you hate the color of your house that you painted. So I thought that was pretty good. That's a lot more expensive than to
a little expensive. Yeah.
than replacing a
It's an
couch or whatever.
expensive mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody asked me if I was going to replace all the rugs, and I was like, no, I'll just get used to it. It's fine. And then I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to start a support group. So you guys have any questions about this thing that happens to mostly 70 and 80-year-old people? I was by far the youngest person in the waiting room. By far. Like, anyway. But
That's
yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah, that's what it is. I also have, through this experience, learned to give myself eye drops, which is something I could never do before.
Nice, Tyson.
Because you have to.
Congrats. Yes.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
It's a necessity.
It really is. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, we're
Anyway.
glad.
Yeah.
You look good.
Yeah.
I can see things. It's the craziest thing. I went,
What a world.
and also, this is amazing. I can, for the first time in my life, well, since I was 10, I can go buy a cheap pair of sunglasses and wear them
Oh, you did say that. Yeah.
actually see. It's amazing. And so I was at the eye doctor on Tuesday, and I was like, I've been here. I wish I brought them up. I've been wearing these blue blocker type things, that they give
Uh-huh.
to old people that fit over
Yeah.
your regular glasses. And
Hmm.
I was like at the eye doctor's office, and I was like, do you have prices on your sunglasses? And she's like, yeah. And I went over to look, and they were all over $350, $400. And I was like, that defeats the purpose of my new superpowers. So I'm not doing that. I can't.
Kitty.
Don't step there.
Well, we're glad your eyeballs are
Yeah.
good. They didn't fall out.
Yeah, not yet.
Not
Fingers
yet.
crossed, everybody.
Not yet. I am positive that you guys have 5,000 headlines.
I do have a lot of
Yeah.
headlines.
I do too. I will run through mine really quickly if you guys will. But
Yeah, that's-
Oh yeah. We can
do you
rush
want to
them,
get
yeah.
into them? Are you
yeah,
ready?
'cause we have a tight deadline today. Yeah, I know that. So, sure.
All right, here we go. Headline of the month.
All right, you want me to go first? Are we doing normal?
Yeah,
normal
do
order?
it.
Okay.
Do it. Do it.
So this is from the Smithsonian magazine. See a deep sea oarfish caught alive on video in a rare encounter on a beach in Mexico. I realize that people are like, how are you going to see a video of something like that on a podcast?
Ooh.
Oh God.
Oh, what the? Wow.
That
That's
is
cool.
not. That's crazy.
What was that again?
What?
That is a that is called a oarfish. It's a deep sea thing. Now this guy in this video kept trying to throw it back out in the waves, and it just kept coming back in. So they said that that's a behavior that it does when it's
Weird.
about to die.
That reminds me of that movie Tremors. Remember that movie Tremors?
Oh,
With the-
yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah. Except
yeah.
way brighter and cuter. Like that was wow. That was cool.
Yeah.
That
So
was kind of fun. Like,
Google-
get that for kids' birthday parties.
so Google Google oarfish, and then look up the recent stories about them, and you'll see it. It is something else.
Wow.
Federal agency closes investigation into RFK Jr. Over the dead whale carcass.
Oh.
You remember this little thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, somebody in the administration was like, "Nah, we're gonna kill that." So they did that.
Great.
Whatever. I mean,
Assholes.
He's doing so much. Well, I don't want to get.
He's so busy, you know.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have time.
No, he can't remember what he did with a whale. I don't know if you guys have
Dear
Apple,
Lord.
I don't know if you guys have Apple News, but for some reason, NJ.com, which is NewJersey.com, NJ.com, has been all over my feeds, and I have no idea why. Is that the right word, feeds? I don't know. Anyway,
Sure.
this is from NJ.com. Legendary rock star refuses to reunite with a famous bandmate after a restraining order. And this is, of course, unfortunately, Daryl Hall saying this about
Yeah.
but I think I told you the story before, but Sam, my friend Sam, is the tour manager for Train and Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
I told you guys the story before.
I think so. I recognize the story, I think.
All right, okay. Well, just real briefly. So Hall & Oates and Train went out on the road together, and Sam tour managed the whole thing. And he said that the way that it worked was neither one would ride with each other. They would have separate hotel rooms. And basically, they each got their own car to and from. They didn't interface at all the entire time on tour, except if they were on stage together. And then they didn't even talk when they were on stage together, because I watched that whole show. And I was just like, oh, good Lord. They must really hate each other. But anyway, so that's okay. I think what happened was Oates tried to do that thing, where you sell the rights to your music for like $150 million or something like that, and then leave it to your kids or whatever. But he didn't have permission. Pentagon wipes records of famed World War II plane Enola Gay, named after the pilot's mom, because DEI is dead. That's because the word "gay" is on the plane. So that
God damn it!
I also saw that this week they scrubbed Jackie Robinson's page And everything they scrubbed, they literally put DEI in the URL as like a
What?
redirect. So yeah, so literally like some lunatic is going through and finding photos of black people and more. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the Enola Gay thing was just like that was
Oh
like
my
like
god.
kind of funny, but like it's oh my god, it's sad. Yeah, it's not the brightest.
It's just
Oh,
it's a literal whitewashing of history
It
here.
is
yeah,
a literal
yes, it
whitewashing.
is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Sorry to turn that. So that's
it's okay.
I really feel like I need to throw up now. I'm
Uh,
so sick of this shit.
ah,
It's oh my
I know.
god.
this is from Vanity Fair. Elon Musk and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day for SpaceX, Doge, and Musk himself. Uh, there's not much to this story. I just like the title. Uh, oh, okay. This is kind of funny. This is Sports Illustrated. Texas Rangers special new era hat pulled from stores for
Oh, this
mistakenly
is
being
great.
vulgar.
Oh
And
yeah.
the Texas, so basically, it says Texas, right, on the hat, and then they put a big T in the center, and it kind of covers up the X a little bit. So basically, it reads Tatas. So that's why I got pulled. Now, follow up to that story. Um, vulgar Texas Ranger hat pulled from stores selling for big money on eBay. At the time of this thing was put out, also by Sports Illustrated, it said the hat was reselling for up to $1,000.
I
People
love
that
that story.
yeah, that's great. And I just people that collect sports memorabilia are genuinely like somewhat insane. Like I guess that what
Agreed.
genuinely means, I suppose. Um, oh, this is a weird one. This is from People. Eerie box demon sparking fear in quiet suburb after being captured on a Ring camera is ID'd by police. Police say they have unmasked a mysterious box demon one day after video emerged of the person outside of Pennsylvania woman's house. Now, I'm going to show
What?
you what this box demon looks like.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Okay, let me. Okay, now you're just going to.
Oh wow, oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh my god, this is the kind of like macaroni art. If I did have kids, I would be so proud of them.
Wow.
Fantastic.
You put some effort into that. I like that. You like
yeah.
you
Yeah,
like I'm
it's
doing it.
pretty involved.
So
Wow.
this person uh, did this to a couple houses apparently, and then they found him or her, I don't know. And he was told not to do it anymore, and she decided not to press charges. But
That's good. That's good.
what
Everybody won.
yeah, basically, I just thought that was like, I was like, good for you. That's pretty hilarious.
Absolutely.
The paper plate scary monster movie is coming now. I guarantee it. This is from New York. This is some good news. Spinal Tap 2 to hit the theaters for the band's 45th anniversary. I don't know why they didn't do it last year.
Yay!
They did go on tour and they recorded it, and it's got people like Paul McCartney and Elton John joining them on stage, which is I would love to see Elton John do "Fat Bottom Girls." No, that's Queen. Mud Flaps. Talk
Oh,
about
mud
mud
flaps.
flap. My girl got it. I just think that would be super fun. And I'm going to skip this one. I had this in case we had to kill time out, so we don't. So those are my headlines.
Yay! Those are good.
Very good.
Smith?
Very good. The best of the month. Those are what the things I enjoy. Let me see if I can find. Obviously, I was not ready for that quick of a transition.
Sorry.
Let's see here. All right. So I've got quite a few, but I also will just kind of run through these. Come on, internet. Man, I'm having some. Oh, here we go. All right. So this comes from the New York Times, and the headline is "Hold My Snacks: Pirates Booty Founder Attempts a Seaside Coup." So I don't know. The only reason I'm familiar with this is because I've been to a Costco. But Pirate's Booty is some sort of what is it? Like a popcorn-based snack
Yeah.
It's
of
supposed to
sorts,
be
I
healthy or some
believe.
sort. Yeah.
And
I've eaten it before. It's all
yeah,
right.
yeah, it says a snack food magnate declared himself mayor of Village of Seacliff on Long Island. The voters said otherwise. So basically, he's in like this whole thing where he's
Fucking
basically like just
hilarious.
trying to like take over this little town because he's the founder of Pirates Booty, which I love. Like that's like so like just that's power. Like that's the power dynamic people think they
Sure.
have because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, he invented Pirates Booty. That guy is, yeah. So yeah, so I wish him well. He looks like the guy who invented Pirates Booty. Just so you know, no surprises there, no disappointments. Let's see here. We got next. This one I actually sent to you guys. It's one of those kind of midweek pick-me-ups as it slowly loads. This is from the New York Post. Man seen casually eating pieces of bloody New York City rat corpse in stomach churning video. Yeah, some dude
Oh,
in New York eating a rat on the
nothing
street.
new,
So
guys. Nothing new.
yeah,
Well,
I
what
guess
the story didn't say is that he
I
used
was
to work
gonna
for
say New York
he
is
used.
back, baby. That's
Well, what it didn't say is he used to work for USAID, and so tough times now for him.
Tough times. Tough times.
It is tough
Sorry.
times. Oh god. Sorry guys, this is loading
It's okay.
glacially. I'm amazed I'm even able to communicate with you.
I think
Lord.
Dawson,
Glacially.
I think Dawson said,
And then my
"Gotta
my
love
dog
that
is
city."
whining out the door because he hears me
Oh
now.
yeah. Well, I
Like,
said
what are
I
you
miss
doing?
New York sometimes.
Uh,
I really do.
You miss
Saw
pissing in
some
the
of the
street.
weirdest shit in my life,
Everybody pees
which
in the
I
street.
will. I'm sure I've gotten into and will continue to get into
All right, so
for
I'm
the
going on
rest
the
of my life.
backup plan. So, so my process here, not to give you too much of a backstage tour, but is I find funny headlines and I take a screenshot of them and then I look them up later. And so now that it's loading so terribly slow,
That's smart.
I'm just going to go to that straight to the headline. So no context, no real information, just the headline. So this is from the Independent.
Yeah, just let it roll.
Fired Starbucks manager claims he faced egregious discrimination for being heterosexual. Had the DEI one about the Enola Gay. Unfortunately, that's a dupe. This is from the Metro. School tries to cover up huge 65-foot penis on roof that could be visible from space. So apparently some I don't know, some lads painted a gigantic wiener on top of their high school. And now it shows up on all the Google satellite images. And so, yeah, so they're covering it up, which is a shame. It's a shame.
Oh.
But good for those kids. Whoever masterminded that, like, that shit's funny.
Yeah,
this comes
it really
from
is.
Electrek. This comes from Electrek. Tesla autopilot drives into Wile E. Coyote fake road wall in camera versus LiDAR test. So I don't know if you've seen this yet, but basically they were comparing like the detection technologies versus like a camera and to LiDAR, which is like laser radar stuff smart people understand. And what they did was like sort of like in the cartoon, they put up like a big banner in the middle of a road with a road, like a drawing of the road continuing, just like on the Roadrunner cartoons, and it just rips right through it. So it was actually quite comical. I appreciated that.
I will be looking that video up.
Oh,
I
Tesla
will
fans
too.
are not happy. They're not happy.
Of course not.
This one, God, some of these I really wish I had more context on, but nope, sorry. Janitor pleads guilty in case of urinating in coworker's water bottle. Court documents show. So I do remember this article. Apparently, he got 6 years in prison, and he gave a bunch of people STDs.
Oh my!
Like yes, and he did it purposely. So yeah,
oh my
that's
God,
worst janitor ever. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, be nice to your janitor because he's he's in the
Really?
shadows. Yeah, in the shadows.
Oh wait.
Uh, this comes from Newsweek. It is Border Patrol has seized more eggs than fentanyl so far this year. Because eggs are expensive, and
Yeah.
yeah, so not a lot of fentanyl, a lot of eggs
Oh
though. Like
God.
smuggling eggs, people love eggs. Apparently, that like
Well,
they're
I love
smuggling them in.
eggs. I
I do
get it.
I
too.
mean, they're
I went to
I have
the
a
I went
weird relationship with eggs.
I love eggs too. I went to buy eggs because Beth was making uh, an egg frittata. Is that what they call them? Anyway, and she's like, "Oh, the egg prices aren't that high, not around here." And I went, and they were like $11 for a dozen, and I was like, "What are you
Holy
talking about?"
crap!
And she's
No,
like,
that's way too high. Yeah.
and she said, "No," she said, "the organic eggs cost the same as they always have, but they were just sold out."
Okay. Yeah, that's true. The
Oh,
organic have always cost a lot more, for
But no,
sure.
well, no, no, no. The organic 12 eggs around here cost about $4. The ones from the big factories, with the bird flu problem,
oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
they're
They're just all
Okay.
they're like
Oh,
gone.
got it.
Oh,
Okay.
7.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
interesting.
And so I was like, "Well,
Huh?
why don't they talk about that on the news?" And she's like, "Well, we live in an area where you can get a lot of locally sourced eggs, so but in New
Sure.
York you can't, And I was like, "Oh, I guess that makes sense."
Right.
That
So
makes
anyway,
sense.
basically, if you
Oh,
buy organic, which is traditionally a couple bucks more than the other stuff, it's less than half price of what the eggs are going for right now, that are come from the big farms. So anyway,
wow.
And that's a Jabberjaw hot tip for you guys for the next month.
Right. If it doesn't sell in a bright yellow plastic container, I'm not buying that shit. That's I want bright yellow plastic
Exactly.
container.
You
Yeah,
we
heard
need
it
one.
yeah,
here
We need
first.
one of those
exactly.
Jim
So,
Kramer buttons. Like, that's my bet.
yeah,
That's your
I want
sure
the eggs
shot.
that they scream $1.79 at me. Like that's where I'm at with eggs. Yep.
Oh shit.
Sorry,
So,
Mac. Go ahead.
uh,
Sorry, man. I just thought.
no, I think that was it. That was. I thought I had one more, but I think that's gonna do her. So,
So the
All
guy,
um,
right, those are
the
good.
guy. Okay, I know you don't have the article, but you're saying that the guy that peed in the bottle, he obviously didn't give his coworker STDs from the urine. He gave them traditionally to other people, right? Like through the normal means.
Yeah.
no, I think it was. I think it was somehow transmitted via his bodily fluids.
Oh, good.
So I don't know if it was just
Oh.
like I think the headline kind of it was kind of gross.
Oh my.
Um,
Oh
I
God.
yeah,
I will.
that's why they gave him 6 years in prison. Like I mean that because I know it. I think it certainly deserves more if you get STD from your janitor unintentionally, of course. Uh,
Unintentionally, of course.
Unintentionally.
we all make mistakes anyway. But no.
I know someone who's a teacher who slept with her janitor.
Oh, wow, hot goss.
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say who it
I
Yeah,
is.
we probably shouldn't say.
my my
No.
my grade school janitor, his name was Johnny Dinas, because we have more Dinuses per
That's a
capita
good
than
name.
any
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And my mom was always like, "Don't, just stay away from them."
Stay away from Johnny.
Yeah, stay away from Johnny Dinas. And I think what it was is that he was
Johnny
drunk.
No Good.
He drank at work, and so he was just kind of like,
I thought that came with the territory.
maybe it does. I was just like, I don't know. It was like, I remember one time I
I'm pretty
walked into
sure there are a lot of drunk janitors at Hayes High.
one time I walked into the bathroom like I was in third grade, and he was just standing in the corner, and I just walked out. I don't have to go that bad.
That was really a little off and kind of antisocial, and I think that you're right. They were just drunk.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
never put that together before now, but yeah.
No, I think so. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's certainly. I mean, I imagine they were drunks before they got the job, but I mean, that job could drive you to drink.
Oh dear God, yes. Cleaning up after children,
Yeah,
Children?
like
Yeah, for sure.
all day. Oh,
even
it's just
teenagers, like the snark level, like
The snark level.
absolutely. Yeah, that's right.
No.
Yeah,
No. Yeah.
yeah,
I'd be over it in 2 seconds.
yeah.
I do
Plus,
love
they're
how
all like,
the janitors at Felton Middle School didn't give a fuck about any sort of gum under desks or any sort of spitballs in the band room. They were like, "Who gives a shit? I'm not messing with it."
oh
And
yeah,
I applaud
yeah.
them to this day.
I still to this day remember all of the spitballs like on the cafeteria ceiling.
Oh yeah.
There were
Oh yeah.
spitballs but then there were also the stained areas. Do you remember these?
Yes,
And what they would do is they would take the butter packets. Yeah, because this is what you do in middle school, and you sling the butter packet up on the ceiling so it sticks. And the only other thing I just reminded me of too is, do you remember like how mangled the silverware was because just everybody would just bit the shit out of the silverware.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Weird.
those janitors, the spitballs were just like, they just kept them up there. They're like, nope, like you do not make enough to go get that spitball right now. And yeah. Yeah, they would clean up vomit though. I remember that seemed to be a very common job. Seemed like that
The
happened
vomit thing
on a
would
couple
happen a
monthly
lot.
basis. They bring
Yeah.
out the sawdust and cat litter or whatever
Yeah.
magic they had in their toolbox, and yeah.
Sawdust.
So we're thinking about you today, janitors.
Janitors.
We're thinking
You're
about
the
you.
real heroes.
We're the real heroes.
Keep drinking. Keep drinking. Don't go change it.
Not
We
everyone
appreciate
figures it out so quickly. You figured it out pretty quickly.
You know what, kids? You're making money on the Bitcoin. Tip your janitors. You puke in the hallway. Give them something. Give them a little crypto.
What a terrible dichotomy of like all these young people filled with dreams and thinking they're going to be big shit. And then you're the janitor. Like, you're the face of reality that they don't even realize.
Ignore until 20 years from then. They're like, exactly. Oh, yeah, I should have paid more attention.
I should have paid more attention.
The signs were right there. All right, I'm gonna go through these real quick, like minimal context. But if you guys want to add context, go for it. First one. This is an oldie but a goodie. Kid Rock dumps fiance amid Lauren Boebert rumors. Have you guys heard anything else other than that?
No.
Are they dating? Was this just a fling?
He's a closed book. You know Kid Rock. He doesn't.
That's how he. Yeah.
Speak his mind.
His name is Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. I don't know much about Kid Rock, but I absolutely know he listens to his own music all the fucking time. Like that's all I know about Kid Rock.
That's a guarantee.
I feel like maybe his midget sidekick may have been a deal breaker as a third for Boebert. I don't know. That's totally conjecture. That's my guess.
He's like, I have this one kink, and she's like, I'm out.
He's like, well, what about Beetlejuice? That's your thing. And he's compromise couples therapy.
She's like, hey, if you want to finger bang me at some sort of musical or show, I'm down with that. But
Marjorie may be into that shit, but I'm certainly not.
I have standards, damn it.
You do.
They're all gross, all of them. And then, speaking of gross, nearly all Cybertrucks have been recalled, because Tesla used the wrong glue. This came from Wired.com. We're talking 46,000 cars, people, or trucks. Excuse me.
Is that all they've sold? Good Lord! I mean, I know they're ugly, but
that was everyone's reaction because they'd never actually published the final sales tally before, but they had to because it was a recall. So so it's real. Yeah, it's real. My parents' neighbors have two of them. Yeah.
Why?
They have two. That's a great question. Because they love losing money, I guess. I don't know.
No.
But can you imagine having both your vehicles out? Because that's. But the other thing I read about what's interesting about this too is probably half of the Cybertrucks I see have been wrapped with like that. You guys know what I'm talking about? Where they do like the vinyl wrap, like they've done the vinyl wrap on the Cybertruck.
Oh, the car wraps, yeah.
Right, yeah. Which is like a $4,000 or $5,000 process. So I'm sure they charge Cybertruck owners like $20. But they like those are all going to have to be redone because they're going to be replacing it. They have to remove the panels to glue them back on, which is just like that's not right. Like you don't glue car parts. You glue a vase that you broke in the house playing basketball. Like that's what you glue. You don't. Yeah. So anyway. So
not a car.
Stop tanking. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea. Maybe they were like, well, the Elmer's company made us a good deal, and we thought that maybe we could save some money.
corners.
Uh,
Oh man.
cutting
Yeah, I
corners.
love it. I love every day when that stock just continues to hit the fucking
Oh, I do
floor.
too. Yeah.
Great. Fantastic.
It's hilarious until we
And
hear that Boeing has been gluing planes together for the last 15 years. But anyway, that's neither here or there.
oh,
Actually,
Smith, don't. Yeah, I fly a lot. I can't. I
I
can't.
did see
Sorry.
on the news.
A
They've
little
been
nervous.
talking about they've been they've been talking about they've been talking about the people attacking Tesla dealerships, and they attacked our local one. They set 2 of them on fire
Oh
overnight.
shit! I did
Did
see
they
that, Tice.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, good.
Good. Yeah. Excellent. You're a true patriot.
We
Keep
just
going.
real briefly. Did you guys see the little snippets of Trump outside, like selling the cars in front of the White
Yeah,
Oh
House?
the
yeah.
dirty car salesman
Oh
bullshit.
yeah.
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 Well,
Gross.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
And he's
now,
like, everything's computer.
well, my dad pointed out that he bought one, but he can't
Fucking
drive. He doesn't have a
dumbass.
driver's license. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and 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 also, I like if there ever is going to be a stamp of President Trump, I want it to be that scene. Where you can clearly see the prices of the cars in his hand.
Yeah.
Cheap
Yeah.
sheet. I mean, that would be the best. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's fair. I do,
I
hope
yeah.
that the Secret Service starts driving him around in the Cybertruck because Elon says it's bulletproof.
Yeah.
Put it to the test. Oh man. Speaking of fucking Trump's dumb shit and all the stupid people that work for him, this is from NBCnews.com. House Speaker Mike Johnson's chief of staff arrested on DUI charge after Trump's speech.
Oh yeah.
Victory lap right into a
Yay!
Really
Backed
was.
up
Yeah.
and hit a car at 11:40 p.m.
The DC
Dipshit.
police were just like sitting on some place
Yeah,
after that.
totally.
Look at all
They're
these
just like,
dipshit
yep,
right wingers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
waiting for the maggots to fuck up.
Absolutely. Like, well, Lauren passed out half an hour ago, so yeah, we have to be on the lookout. She walked with Kid Rock. Yeah.
Oh God, the jokes just write themselves. I just have a couple more. Tyson sent this to me, so Tice, you can ad lib here. This is from TMZ.com. Ghost Adventures. Aaron Goodwin. Cops say wife tried hiring hitman to have him killed. Which is crazy because I really like Aaron. I watch Ghost Adventures. Everybody knows I'm like, the in-house weirdo paranormal person on this podcast. I think he's great. He adds some levity to the show. Why would you want to kill that man? Like, apparently she didn't want a divorce. She just wanted his money. And so whatever. It's not, people are crazy.
I like if people go on the dark web and they don't have like a VPN. Like what guys, come on, like seriously. But
amateur hour, right, Tess? Yeah.
Well, something I learned too is that hitmen aren't like a real thing. Like it hardly ever happens. Like there's a lot of like trying to hire a hitman, but like it doesn't, like it's actually a very rare thing that so anyway, just don't try to hire them because at worst it could be a scam.
At worst, at best, you can
at
go
best,
to jail.
You can go to jail for the rest of your life.
You could. And then that's a good transition into my last headline. Wow. This is from dailymail.com, UK. Teacher quits after watching porn while laptop was connected to a projector in class with 13-year-olds. Now, we all talked about this. Tyson, I think, has a soft spot in his heart for this guy. I think he's a pervert. Excuse me. Smith, you didn't really say, so you can break the tie.
Well, if my option is pervert and whatever you said,
a soft spot.
I will say Tyson just said watch his facial reactions to like who does that? Like it was just the weirdest He's just like, I don't know.
I
Like,
mean, it was clearly an accident, and he was just like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
yeah,
You
it
know,
was. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, what I said was, I don't think he did it on purpose. I
On
mean,
purpose.
Oh
That you did
no, I
say
don't.
that.
Yeah, I
Yes,
don't think
yes,
he did it
yes.
on
Yeah.
purpose.
and I
Yeah,
don't think he's
yeah.
probably a bad guy. Something, and he might have had a thing or whatever, but like, you probably shouldn't use your work laptop to look at porn.
I
Just
just
as a
think you probably
general
shouldn't
rule.
watch porn at school. Like, if you're watching porn at school, you're probably a pervert.
You know
Like,
what?
you got a problem.
Oh, well, then that means like half of the kids are perverts, because that's what they're doing with their phones, Dawson.
That's right. That's right.
That's fine. I will say teenagers are total pervs. But you're a teacher. You got to
But you
set a
can't go to
standard.
you can't go to
You're
jail
right.
for it when you're a teenager.
You're right. He should have set a better. He should have set a better example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was my whole point.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
That's fair.
Last thing I want to say is R.I.P. Gene Hackman. I loved you as Royal Tenenbaum. That's one of my favorite movies ever,
Oh, yeah.
and that's one of my favorite characters ever. So, rest in peace, good sir.
Our thoughts
That
and
whole
prayers.
thing is crazy.
It is.
By the way,
Our thoughts and prayers go out to your cat.
Yes.
okay, that's the title of the show. Thoughts and prayers. to Gene.
Gene Hackman's cat. Yeah.
Oh
Capture
God.
the nation. Trump must have been pissed. Like, think about the news cycle for like a week. Like, what happened? 95-year-old man dead? What happened?
I think they said that we were talking about it, and somebody, my wife, she was like, well, he had advanced Alzheimer's, so
I think that's right. Yeah.
something like that.
she
He's
had died.
95.
So she had
crazy.
died many days before, and she probably died in bed, and he just thought she was sleeping, and he didn't know, and so he didn't have to go through the grieving process. I mean, obviously, if he would have figured it out, he would have called the cops, you would think. But
Sure.
he was just out of it. And on that happy note,
how about some plugs? Let's cheer the people up.
Do you have time?
Yeah, we can go 5 over.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go really fast because I watched a ton of shit because Beth was out of town, and I've been trying to watch stuff. So, okay, so Captain America: Brave New World. Obviously, I liked it. I don't care.
Nice.
I did like it, and Harrison Ford's good in it. I will say that.
Yeah. Nice.
We watched Conclave. That was quite good. Kind of better than I thought it was going to be. So
I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it though.
Yeah, I liked it. Stanley Tucci's great in anything. So
yes, he is.
Like, I'll watch
the
it.
Tooch. Fucking love the Tooch. Yeah.
We started watching Nora. We didn't finish it though because Beth was like, "This is just softcore porn. I'm not going to watch it." And just as shit started to go down, she's like, "I don't want to watch this anymore." So I will watch the rest of it and get back to you on that.
Okay.
There's this show on ABC starring Caitlin Olsen from Sunny in Philly called High Potential.
What is it called? High something?
High Potential.
Yeah.
So in the last episode that they aired, I noticed. So already on their writing staff is this woman named Diane Rugen, and she used to write for Veronica Mars. And then there's this guy named Victor Hugh, and he used to write for Arrested Development. And they just added as a producer Rob Thomas, who created.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they are doubling down on the show. And I like it already, but the new episode was even better than the ones I'd seen before. So he is an executive producer and did write the last episode, and it was quite good. So
nice. I'm going to check it out. I like it.
It is. It's definitely worth it checking out.
Yeah.
There's a new sitcom called Going Dutch, which has Danny Pudi in it, which is why I watched it. But it's also got Dennis Leary in it, and I don't hate him. I hate all of his TV characters just across the board since day one. But I actually don't like this one. Every stupid show that he's been in, I'm like, I don't like this at all. You're a fireman, sure you are. Let's see. But anyway, it's a traditional. It's a fun show. It's kind of like Stripes, the TV show. Like Stripes, the movie.
Yeah.
So it's something along that lines. It's called Going Dutch. I watched this movie called The Companion, which has Jack Quaid in it, and it is very good. I highly recommend watching it. It's kind of a sci-fi thriller, kind of horror. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything more about it, but you should definitely do it. My unplugged.
I like that kid.
I do
He's
too.
good.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give a solid unplugged to the program, so you lost the tie. Sorry. Sorry. I did want to point out. I did want to point out something that I was watching.
Fine.
The guy Christopher Mellon, he kept saying the deck logs from 2004 were missing from November. Nova season 52, episode 1, they specifically point out that they don't keep deck logs ever. So the reason they're missing is because there are no deck logs ever kept. So I just could. I was like, I kept fact checking all the stuff that they were saying, and I was just like, this is so. I know. I'm sorry. I
Damn,
still believe in ghosts.
pulled Nova out. Like, Nova. Damn.
I still believe in ghosts. I do. Kind of weird. Okay, I'm going to give another completely unexpected unplug right here.
They're here, and they've always been here.
I watched Craven the Hunter.
Tyson. All right.
I watched Craven the Hunter. I'm going to give it an unplug.
Okay.
It was a bit of a dirge to get through, and when he runs like on all fours, which is ridiculous. So anyway, so don't do that. Surprisingly, I was quite impressed with Venom: The Last Dance. It was a really fun movie, way better than the first two, and I highly recommend it if you want some dumb superhero fun. I watched this thing called Chaos, the Manson Murders on Netflix.
Oh, that's on my list. Is it good?
It's excellent. Errol Morris did it. Errol
Yeah,
Morris.
that's what got me to watch it. Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
Who is that? Why am I brain farting?
He's just an excellent documentary creator.
Okay.
What did he do? Stronger, Faster, Longer. Is that the one he did? And he did. Anyway, all of his stuff is excellent. So just worth a watch.
The Thin Blue Line is probably the one he's most well known
that's
for.
a good. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
He also did The Fog of War. That was really good too.
Yeah, he did that one. That was a great one. Yeah.
I weirdly enough,
I was one celled. Sorry.
When David Bazan played My Little House, we talked about Errol Morris for like 10 minutes. So.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, kind of interesting. Nice. I watched this movie called Y2K, which got bad reviews, but I actually quite really liked it. It's by Kyle Mooney, who was on Saturday Night Live, and he wrote and directed it. It's a period piece about 1999, the year 2000, and it's very fun. It's a teen drama. It's all the music is from the time. It's a little pokey at the start, but everything is going on the computer. So like you dial into AOL. It's really kind of fun. And then it's also incredibly gory. So just heads up on that.
Interesting. Okay.
It's also very funny, and it has one of the weirdest guest stars I've ever seen or ever expected to show up. So it was amazing. But we've been watching the new Daredevil television show, which is more of a legal procedural than it is a superhero show.
I think I read something about that.
It's actually better than the Netflix series, in my opinion. It's quite.
Oh, okay.
As far as music goes, I have 3.
I feel like we're gonna have some overlap. I just have a feeling.
I doubt it on 2 of these. This is an album. This is an album called "I Won't Need a Wheelchair in Glory."
Oh,
see that right there? Uh-huh. And this is a collection of songs of the triumph of the human spirit. Here's some of the songs. It's Me Again, Lord. I Won't Need a Wheelchair in Glory. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you came to do. A Little Crippled Girl's Prayers. It's a fun record.
How in the hell did you find this? Okay, I don't even know.
That's like, why? And I'm like, you don't get it.
I'm with that.
All right. This is called Hey Mr. Devil. Same record label.
Nice.
This is a place out of Australia called the Iron Mountain Analog Research. And these are also collections of old country songs about the devil. Hey, Mr. Devil, don't shake hands with the devil. Run, devil. Look out, Mr. Devil. Warn the children. Anyway, that's kind of fun. I have a lot of records like this. I will not lie. I have a whole subgenre. I told Matt when we went to see the Pornographers that I'd gotten into this kind of weird stuff. So this is actually the only one that probably anyone would want to listen to.
Yes, Cheek Face.
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing.
Record. It's pretty good. Actually, I have all their other records, and it's they just get better and better. And if you ever get a chance to see them play live, it is a treat. And there's a live recording of them on Bandcamp that you can listen to. And in the middle of their song, they switch over to the cha-cha slide, for the weddings, like they're playing their
Oh,
song, and
cool.
then they just
Yeah.
start going, clap your hands.
Ah.
It was fun. Anyway, and then I would say that Soul Coughing re-released Ruby Vroom, which was their first record,
Oh, cool.
and has such classic songs like True Dreams of Wichita and Los Angeles. I think that's the name of the song, Los Angeles. Anyway, the remaster sounds amazing. So anyway, those are my plugs. Sorry.
Excellent.
All right.
Smith, you have some plugs? You have
I
to have one
do.
unplug too, by the way.
Oh shoot, that's right. Eek.
Sounds
Man.
like it might be Howie this week.
Yeah. No. Howie's never an unplug. Yeah, I know. We just threaten him with that.
You're gonna be the
Give you an unplug. I'm gonna unplug you, Howie. Just like that. So I had a couple plugs. First one is new Netflix series. I think it debuted last Friday called Adolescence on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
It is a
Okay.
limited series starring Stephen Graham, who's been in a bunch of stuff. British actor. Probably one of my favorite actors. I really just enjoy kind of everything he's in. And yeah, it's really interesting. It's about, without giving too much away, it's about a 13-year-old who's accused of committing a murder. And it's really interesting the way they did it. I have forgotten to check and see if they legitimately did it this way. It's hard to believe that they did, but every episode is a single shot. So yeah, it's a single shot throughout. And so like normally like, like if you think of the tell me what you want, what you really, really want, that video, that was kind of like, if you remember like that, they did that there, but you can usually see like how they trick you. Like they'll like, momentarily zoom into like a background, for example. And then, you know what I mean? Like they'll have a transition where a character goes off screen, they'll go into a wall real quick. And then I didn't see hardly any of that. And so each episode, it's 4 parts, each episode's a single take. And regardless, even if they did kind of fun, I mean, it's amazing. Like the kid who plays the 13-year-old is just an incredible actor and is really good. It's not happy. So if you're looking for a little weekend pick me up, I wouldn't start there. It's more of a Sunday thing. It's kind of a Sunday afternoon thing. When it all starts crashing down on you again, watch Adolescence. Quite good. And then this one
is it kind of like a I don't want to have a kid thing to watch, just as a,
no, it's very real. So it's like, it's just very kind of like, it's basically 4 situations that happen around this kid being accused from like the parents' perspective and like his classmates' perspective. And so it's intense, as the kids say. I don't think they say that anymore. And this one, I'm sure it sucks, but I'm going to plug it anyway, and I haven't even seen it because I know that I'm going to enjoy it. I've never been more sure of anything in my entire life.
Wow.
It is Good American Family. This is on the Disney Plus, and a couple, Steve Dawson, if this rings a bell, a couple adopts who they believe is an 8-year-old girl with a rare form of dwarfism, but as questions soon arise concerning her actual identity.
I did see that. It's got Mark Duplass in it.
Yes, it does.
One of the Duplass brothers, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think it is Mark. But yeah, Mark. And anyway, so it is about Natalie, what's her name? The little weird girl.
Oh God, I know who you're talking about. Natalie something.
Natalie Grace.
There's a whole thing on HBO Max if you want to go down that
there's
whole
like 2 documentary series about this weird little girl. Which I feel bad saying that because, well, anyway, it's neither here nor there. But
you don't have to feel bad. She's a psychopath. I don't care what people say.
This is the dramatization of that, and it has to
Natalie
be
Grace. It came to me. Natalie Grace. Yeah.
I think the dramatization of this has to be incredible. So, like I said, really looking forward to that. I'm sure there was something from the month preceding that I didn't enjoy.
Surely, just statistically.
Perhaps
I also just
something you ate while you were in Haze.
Something. No, everything about Haze was pretty solid, except that the prices of on packets were a little priced. There's my unplug. The prices of nicotine packets in Ellis County And the slot machines were a little generic. They were kind of like they weren't like the Vegas has like the really good animators, and
That's true.
these
Yeah.
were a little these were a little generic. They
The
were
picture you
A little
showed me,
bit.
it looked like a little, like a kit that you build in your backyard or something.
Yeah,
it was
yeah, yeah. I
Garage.
mean,
yeah.
there were no, Buffalo Gold, let's be honest, or Mo Mummy. So,
There was nothing near Buffalo Gold. No, it was
yeah,
a
no.
cow
Mom, mommy.
shooter. I think cow shooter was one of them. I don't know if that's true or not. Probably not. Anyway, so that's my plugs and my very, very terrible unplug.
I like it. I don't think it's terrible. All right. I have a couple of plugs and I have a couple of unplugs. There is a Hazel Scott documentary on PBS that I watched while I was in Kirksville before my mom's memorial with my stepdad because my siblings bailed and I was really pissed at them until we actually started paying attention to the documentary. And I had no idea who Hazel Scott was. Phenomenal jazz pianist and singer from New York. Really incredible story. I highly recommend that documentary to everyone. It's great. And then there is a new documentary on Netflix called American Murder, Gabby Petito. It's a true crime 3-part series on that girl who wanted to be a YouTube star, and her boyfriend traveled the
Oh,
country
yeah,
going to
yeah,
national parks, and he killed her because he's a fucking asshole, then killed himself. I'm not spoiling anything.
yeah.
Everybody
No.
knows the story, but it's interesting to like get in depth with the whole thing, how it played out, how his parents like fucking anyway, I don't even want to go there
Yo,
because that's
yeah,
actually like a whole other development with the story that I wasn't completely familiar with. So
yeah.
really well done. I liked it a lot. There's some new albums out that I like a lot. Deep Sea Diver, Billboard Heart. Have you guys listened to that?
Yeah.
Tice,
Yes,
what do you
very good.
think? Yeah,
You
you
know,
like it?
the guitar stuff is really good in it, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was very impressed. I read something about her just real fast that she takes a little stage, a little box when she plays live, and when she plays a solo, she just stands up on the box. So
No way.
I made me. I was
Oh,
like, that's
that's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
I love
very.
that. Yeah. Apparently her live show is amazing. We had some friends last year that went and they were like blown away. They didn't even know who they were, and anyway, they're super fans now. Big Black Delta, they have a new album out called Adane, which is
Ooh,
good. I've been listening to a lot of tracks from that. And then Lucy Dacus has a new album that's coming out on the 28th, right, Tice? And she's
Yeah.
released a
Ankles.
couple of singles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love both, well, all of them really, but two in particular, Best Guess and Talk are fucking awesome. Her voice is great. I love Boy Genius. Tyson was totally right about Boy Genius.
Well,
You
so
should
was I.
probably listen to Tyson when he gives like, especially music recos, because
you
like
probably should.
they're one of my favorite bands for real, and
And
she's one of my favorite like
and
singer
Lucy
songwriters.
is my favorite member of the band, and she always has been.
She's phenomenal. Her voice is just
Yeah,
unreal,
yeah,
unreal.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's something else. Yeah,
yeah,
I did pre-order that record. Uh,
good.
she
Yeah,
signed.
it's gonna be awesome.
You could buy it through her Bandcamp. She'd sign it before she sent it, which is kind of cool.
I didn't know that. All right, may
You
have
can
to.
still do
Okay, shit. Damn it, money keeps going out. Just payday. It's like okay. And then my unplugs. All right, this is gonna be a no surprise to anyone. Demi Moore losing the Best Actress Oscar to the Honora whatever. I don't even want to say her name. She doesn't deserve it. It's literally the plot of the movie that Demi was up for. It's bullshit. I hate how it played out. Anyway, I'm pissed about it still. And then my second unplug is people who wear cologne, indoor perfume at the gym.
You know what?
Experienced
That's
a lot
fair.
of that this week, and I'm not happy with a few
Yeah,
people.
deodorant is fine. That's right. Like,
Deodorant's great.
yeah, that's super.
Cologne or perfume?
No, no.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well,
It's a
some people
problem.
probably do smell bad when they work out, so that's their way of handling it, and it's not the best possible way to do it, I would guess.
No,
But
it's
I don't have that.
lipstick on a pig.
I don't know how to fix it, so.
I don't either. We gotta figure that out. Anyway, I gotta go.
Uh,
But
yeah,
guys, it's always a pleasure.
yeah,
I'm glad we
Yes.
could do this.
Yeah.
I will be gone next week for work, but the week after we will do it again.
All right.
We
Should
shall.
Sound good?
Sounds great. Ooh,
Fantastic.
Excellent.
I
All
prepared.
right.
I prepared an ending for you guys. So go ahead.
You did?
I did.
Excellent. Okay.
Ooh.
Bye. All right. Let's see how this works.
That's like some deep throat action.
Oh,
Deep throat.
so good.